Hey, what's happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Got a really interesting and intriguing fight to talk about. Alexander Gustafsson at heavyweight versus Fabricio Werdum. Yes, it appears this is happening. Gustafsson's making the jump to heavyweight. So let's talk about how he might fare against Werdum. First, let's talk about Gus. The Mauler 6'5" with a 79-inch reach. Definitely heavyweight frame. Werdum is listed at 6'4" with a 77-inch reach. So Gus shouldn't be outsized. Gustafsson has a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His MMA record is 18 wins, 6 losses. Gustafsson's on a 2-fight skid. He lost his last fight against Anthony Smith via submission. Before that, he lost to John Jones via TKO. Prior to those 2 losses, he was on a 2-fight win streak, stopping Glover Teixeira and beating Jan Blachowicz. What prompted this jump to heavyweight? I would imagine to shake things up, change things up, give himself a new challenge. And of course, maybe the light heavyweight cut was leaving him depleted. Some guys have had success moving up in weight. Gus is probably banking on that. Moving on to Werdum, one of the best heavyweight mixed martial artists of all time, no doubt. His resume is insane, the guys he's beaten. Werdum is an ace on the ground, 2nd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He also has a black belt in Judo and is proficient in Muay Thai. Werdum has won several medals in ADCC, the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships, and the Pan American Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Various medals, many golds. One of the best submission grapplers to compete in mixed martial arts, definitely in the heavyweight division. Werdum lost his last fight against Alexei Olenek. That was a split decision, hard fought fight. He was 2 years out the game, definitely looked rusty. Before that, he lost his fight against Alexander Volkov via KO. So what do I think about this matchup? I think it's a pretty great fight. There are a lot of unknowns coming from Gustafsson's side. We just don't know how he's going to fare at heavyweight. We could assume how he's going to perform. I personally think he's going to carry the weight well. He has the frame for it. He's going to be able to put on weight, pack on some muscle now, not have to worry about that weight cut, in theory not be depleted, and most likely perform better. We have seen jumps in weight class hurt fighters like Luke Rockhold. Rockhold actually looked slower and gassed when he made that jump to light heavyweight. So in his case, it kind of backfired. But overall, I do think this is a good move for Gus. It's probably going to light that fire in him again, being in a new weight class, new challenge. And if he fights like his old self, anything close to his prime, he is going to do very well against Werdum. On the feet, I think I'm going to give the edge to Gustafsson. I think he moves better, he has better footwork, he's a little bit more diverse on the feet, more fluid, better setups, better combinations. Werdum has grown to be a pretty competent striker. He's no slouch, definitely, but he has more of like a traditional Muay Thai style, kind of like plods forward, not a whole bunch of footwork, not very light on his feet. He has nasty knees in the clinch, good elbows. Overall, pretty good striking, considering he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu base guy. Werdum is 42 years old, Gustafsson is 33. That's a pretty big age gap. Fabricio has also had more mixed martial arts fights. You could argue he's taken more damage in his career, the accumulation of all those fights. You know, in this fight, I actually think I'm going to favor Gustafsson. Werdum had a long layoff, 2 years off, then he comes back. He definitely didn't look the same, looked very rusty. He loses the comeback fight. That can help with your confidence. But then again, Gustafsson has been on a skid as well. I think if Gus could keep the fight on the feet, utilize that superior footwork and movement, implement that better striking against Werdum, I think he'll take this fight maybe via decision. But if Werdum gets him on the mat, I think it's going to be a short night for Gustafsson. Fabricio is no joke on the ground. He is a super high level, legit black belt. Like I said, one of the best on the ground to ever do it in mixed martial arts. And if the fight hits the mat, he is going to have a considerable advantage over Gustafsson. I can see him mounting him. I can see him landing a submission, ground and pound, total control. But that's if he gets the fight to the mat. It may be difficult with Gustafsson's movement, but is Gus going to move the same with the extra weight? That's a big unknown. We'll have to see what happens. My pick for this fight, and I know many of you may not agree, I'm going to go with Alexander Gustafsson to take this W. But anyway, guys, you let me know what you think about this matchup. Does it excite you? What are your feelings on Gustafsson moving up to heavyweight? What do you think the outcome of this fight's going to be? Would love to read your opinions. If you enjoyed this segment, consider subscribing, like and share. I appreciate you guys to the max. And until the next breakdown, take care.